Hello and thank you for using the ARMS app system. Today we're just going to go through a few options on how to get your account set up and ready to go. Initially, when you sign up for ARMS, an ARMS administrator will create a company account for you, which will be sent to you via your email address, or we'll just give it to you over the phone. Once that account is set up, you'll log in to the dashboard system. You can access that by going to armsapp.com, or to get to it directly, type in dashboard.armsapp.com. Once you're signed in with the username and password we provided you, the first thing you want to do is review your company information. Start by clicking on Company and going to Info. Here you'll review your company name, your contact first and last name, contact phone number, and contact email. What's important to note is that this contact email is your billing contact for your company. So all accounting invoices will be sent to that email address. Also in this screen is where you set globally the countdown timer for your company. The countdown timer is the duration of time required during manual check-in modes between check-ins. You can choose between 30, 60, and 120 minutes. Once you've verified all of these settings, you can click Save. Next, you want to click on Company and go to Billing. Under Billing, you will see your current plan based on how many users you have active. Also here, you can choose the autopay option by clicking Enable Autopay. This will direct you to a secure Beanstream accounting login where you put in your credit card information and hit Save, and will be driven back to this dashboard. Once that's entered, each month you'll be billed in the first week of the month for the previous month's users. Next step is to set up your groups, supervisors, app users, and admin users. You're going to want to work your way from top to bottom, starting with groups. Groups are a way to create organizational units within your company based on company structure or various other aspects of how your company is organized. You can make as many user groups as required. As you can see, I've created one demo user group, and I'll create another just to show you how this works. So we'll give it a name, and then we want to set the ERP contact first and last name. And then an email address that's valid for this group. This is the emergency response person contact email for this particular group, as well as their office and cell phone number. Once entered, click the green Create button. As you can see now, we have two groups created. If at any time you want to edit your group settings, come back to the screen and click Edit Group. You can change all your information from here. Next step is to create supervisors. Supervisors are the direct person in line above your app users. You can make as many supervisors as you need, and there are no costs involved with having supervisor accounts. As you can see, I've already created two different supervisor accounts. So instead of clicking Add, I'm going to click Edit on one of these just to show you some of the features. So when you're creating a supervisor account, you'll put in their first and last name, their email, their cell number, and choose what user group that supervisor is associated with. Also, you can choose the following features. Employee usage emails enabled or disabled allows you to get an email every time any of your users on ARMS enable or disable the ARMS system. This is an excellent way to ensure compliance, especially when you're first starting out with the ARM system. Second is the employee panic emails or employee panic SMS. You can enable both of these or disable both of these or have one or the other enabled. This allows you to be alerted in the event that any of your employees inside this group press the panic button inside the app. Once you've set these settings, make sure to click Save to take you back. As you can see, we have now 2 supervisors assigned in this test account. And finally, we would set up our app users. The app users are the only billable feature inside the ARM system. So you're billed monthly for every active app user that you have. Inside here, you can edit or create new app users by clicking either Create App User or Edit User. I'm going to go ahead and create a second app user to show you how simple it is. Here I go into my app user and enter their first and last name, an email, a cell phone number. Then I choose a user group and a supervisor. The user group and supervisor, again, are specified from under the accounts menu when we did that in previous steps. Lastly, we want to make sure that the user is active for billing, which also ensures that that user is created in the system and the user is able to sign into the app. Once we're done here, we click Create. It's going to confirm that you want to enable this account and alert you that billing will be charged for this month. Now you can see we've got 2 app users. Once you've created your app user, you'll want to go in under the Edit User option and view a few of the other features. One of the features is called Auto Check-in. This is a new feature that we released in Q1 2016. Auto Check-in allows you to have the app through an algorithm inside the phone, whether iOS or Android. It will parse through an algorithm and enable auto check-in automatically based on rate of speed and whether or not you're inside of a vehicle. This is very handy when traveling down the highway for truck drivers or other type of employees that don't want to have to stop and pull over just to check in on their app. Auto check-in can be enabled or disabled on a per app user basis. So you want to ensure, if you want it for all your users, that you go under the user and make sure it is enabled. User 2, edit user. As you can see, auto check-in is disabled. I want to enable it by pressing that button and make sure I click Save. I now have 2 app users created. Every time I click the Create App User button and create a new app user, aside from creating the user in the dashboard, an email will be sent to the email address you specify here with instructions and a user and password for activating the app on that user's device. All they need to do at that point is follow the email instructions, which have a link to the app store for download of the app, as well as the username and password to use. Finally, our admin users. There are no costs associated to having multiple admin users. This just allows you to have multiple admin people able to sign in to our dashboard, view status, create accounts, create app users, and view monitoring and compliance logs. Again, to create an admin user, click the Create Admin User button, enter their email, and click Create. It's that simple. The password will be auto-generated and sent to that admin user. Lastly, I'll show you the monitoring menu. Under monitoring, you have three options. The event log, which records absolutely every event that happens in hierarchical format. The compliance logs section allows you to generate a PDF compliance log from a period of time, such as 1 month, 2 months, even up to multiple years of compliance. Please note that these compliance logs will get very large, so you want to restrict it to a small period of time as possible. ARMS does not delete data ever. So if you need to go back 3, 5, 10 years, you will be able to through the compliance log section. Lastly, under monitoring, you have the map. This allows you to view a Google map, whether it's normal terrain view or satellite view, and you can zoom in and see your app users. If you have any active app users on the system, they will show up on this map as a pinpoint, and you will have information on their last check-in, as well as a clickable link to their ERP contact or supervisor. Also, one of the more recent features we enabled was a breadcrumb trail. So in addition to a push pin, you will see a breadcrumb trail which shows the rate of travel that the user's heading and gives you a good indication of speed of travel that they're heading. Again, nothing is showing up here currently because we have no app users active. One of the features that we built into ARMS is the balance between security for the staff and compliance. So when an app is disabled, there is no tracking done on our part. Only when the ARM system is active will you see a push pin or be able to track your staff's location. Therefore, the Big Brother issue is virtually eliminated. And lastly, we have a help menu that has a setup guide which walks you through basically all the steps from this video. If you have any other questions, please go to armsapp.com and fill out our contact form, or you can call us at 1-844-ARMS-APP. Thank you.